What's good, YouTube? I hope you're doing well, ladies and gentlemen. Completely freezing here in the UK. I've slapped back on the fleece because I just can't deal with it. I cannot deal with it. So what we're going to look at today is a bit of Synthetix. Why are we seeing a surge in volume across the network? Are we looking undervalued, potentially ready to start dollar cost averaging in for that long-term hodl? Well, do watch the remainder of the video if you want to find all of these things out. Just want to say massive thanks to all newcomers here. If you are new to the channel, do click that subscribe button because, well, you might as well. I'm going to stick around through the bear markets and I do want to add value to your lives. So Bitcoin, we're looking at 20.6k. Fairly nice pump on the daily time frame. We see we're up 6.8%. Ethereum makes a slight comeback, up 9.4%. Holding its $1,000 levels quite tightly, really respecting that key psychological level at the moment. So Synthetix trading at $2.79. We can see we're up 73%. Massive pump. What's going on for Syncs? You can see $169 all the way up to over $2. So there's lots of volume. You can see huge surge, 1300% increase in volume. Market cap looking pretty juicy. Of course, only being 320 million, it makes us realize that, well, yet again, we can still see a huge 5 to 10x, possibly even more, because we're trading back at market cap levels of what we saw basically prior to the bull run of April 2021. You know, these low levels that we're trading at, we saw even back in March 2020 around the COVID-19 crypto crash. So I'm really excited to talk about this one. First of all, nice little tweet. Synthetix stakers are receiving $300,000 to $500,000 a day in fees from transactions flowing through the ecosystem. As we see, we've got the Curve Finance, Atomic Swaps, 1 inch Atomic Swaps. You got Polynomia, you got Lyra Finance and Quenta IO as well. So really nice to see these fees, 1 day fees. Syncs received 371,000. The 7-day average fees is 252,000. So it's not looking bad, actually. It's about a quarter of the way to where AVE is at the moment. Almost higher than Bitcoin as well. Of course, Ethereum being the big dog, it's going to be very difficult to get beyond those levels, but gas fees on that network are so high anyway. Synthetix just hit $200 million in daily volume. Here is why. Atomic Swaps on 1 inch and Curve Finance average 100 million in daily volume. So that's a huge figure. We've also got the Optimism PBC futures options, Quenta IO and Lyra Finance at Polynomia Finance as well. So real usage, traders love the experience, great feels for decentralized exchange users. So we can see here, Syncs absolutely exploding. Have they been building new products, or is it the core of the derivative-ish product reaching PMF on the Optimism network? Because we know that Syncs is a derivatives project. As we see, a lot of the TVL is from derivatives, and we've seen that TVL come back up to $409 million right now, sitting at rank 32 on DeFi Llama on the overview of the total value locked in. So really nice to see. Of course, the DeFi sector has had a huge correction anyhow, from way over $300 billion down to 88 billion, but we still have a long way to go. So is Synthetix still a great DeFi project, DeFi cryptocurrency project to be putting money into at this particular time? Well, I do think so, and we're going to look at the charts right now, and what I am seeing is these nostalgic price levels. We found support over here around $1.47, which actually matched almost one of the swing highs from 26th November 2019. So this is a real key level. I have put through the next swing highs as following supports that we could see, such as $1.25. Also looking at this consolidation range where we had this big swing high on May 18, and also basically this consolidation through here at around $0.71 I'd see as another potential support level. But the fact we got such an explosive bounce here from $1.48 really signifies that this was a very strong buying zone. We saw 136% increase in basically over 2 days time. RSI also screams that we were oversold at this particular level on the 18th of June before seeing an explosion to the upside right there. So it does look very enticing. It does look tempting to sort of FOMO into, but I would avoid buying into these higher RSI levels, because if you look, every time we do have an overextended RSI on the 4-hour time frame, here and here, also here, we can see that usually it correlates with a bit of a pullback. So we got a pullback here, we got a pullback over here, and we also got a pullback over here. So do try and stay away from those overextended RSIs, especially on the 4-hour time frame, as we are now starting to get that slight pullback. We can see also there's a key resistance level just here. 1 second. Yeah, just along here, big resistance from this swing high that we put through. So here was a big symmetrical triangle breakout. We got rejected. We came down as Bitcoin crossed through its 200-week moving average. We got down to that 155 level, and now we are taking a pump to the upside. So what could effectively happen? Well, we might retrace slightly, like we already are. We retrace down to the 0.382. We're consolidating now at this level. If we move into the hourly time frame, we can see that we're just putting through consolidation now because we had so much. We get so much volume coming. It's absolutely incredible to see, but it does look like we could potentially still see some more bullish movement. If we break out of this bull flag, it's pretty much a bull flag. There was lots of selling pressure, but I would expect to see some continuation to the upside here for our friend Synthetix. And in terms of the price movement, we could easily see at least another 18% pump to the upside today, which would take us beyond the $3 level once again. Although the bearish scenario is that we do capitulate, we lose this support here at this particular level here, looking at $2.71. We lose that support and we move down to the swing low over here that we saw price in at $2.44 from the swing low right here. So this could be a potential area of retracement at $2.43. Now, if we were to break through this key level that we see right here, I do anticipate a nice bounce to the upside. So if we take this swing high here, take it through here, we can kind of start to gauge where the resistance is at the moment. So big descending triangle, of course, we're moving in waves, lots and lots of volatility and retracements here. So if we break out of this particular level, I would expect us to at least try and retarget the $5 to $6 level, especially as we come up to these bigger tops on the diagonal resistance, break out, maybe retest, and then start moving forward, putting through the higher lows gradually. So sort of trading sideways here and creating more triangles, as Synthetix love to trade in these particular triangles. If we look at the total correction of the market right now for Syncs, you can see it's actually one of the biggest correctors in the market. It really has taken a very strong correction of 95%. Oh, sorry guys, hay fever is killing me. So 95% correction. You could probably anticipate that we are very undervalued, because the last time we did trade at these levels, we were looking at price increase of 2,000%. So I'd be very keen to see what can happen. Also, looking at this weekly time frame, we could still put through a slanted double bottom, which would be something like this. When you get this double bottom, you can measure the depth of this just like so. Take that. So this depth here is really what gives you the technical price target. You take that up to the neckline, which is the resistance, and then we can start to see what the bounce would be. So it would take us to around that $9 to $10 level. That's the bullish level I'm looking for. As you see, the weekly RSI does come back up from the January levels, looking pretty stable, to be fair. So I do think a pragmatic target for the rest of the year is around $10 if we can get back to that level, though I think at the moment it is quite unlikely, depending on what the rest of the market decides to do, because we can still see this retest of $1.57 support and move down to these lower price levels that we saw in 2019, 2020. I don't think we'll ever see a 5-cent Synthetix again. That is pretty safe to say, however. But what could we see for 2024, 2025 following the next Bitcoin halving? Well, if we look at the market cycle top, the parabolic rally that we saw February 2021, we saw a $28.89 all-time high. The swing low over here, the local low that we've got with the current market cycle, we can use that as our bottom. So the pragmatic targets that we're looking at, the non-hyper bullish targets, shall we say, we'd be looking at between $36 to probably $45 using our 1.272 1618 Fibonacci is a key range. $36 to $45 is where I'd be looking at for Synthetix in the next maybe 3 to 5 years. Of course, crypto is a long waiting game. Patience is a virtue with this asset class, because if you get greedy, you get shaken out, you start losing money, and that's not good. So macro downtrend here, you could say technically, we are still putting through a higher low. Yep, absolutely. But I do see this now being the supply phase, which is the same as this particular phase here that we had in 2018 to 2019. So I would expect a long time of just trading at these very boring price levels, sort of just sifting through for a while, leading into 2024, where we start seeing the next booms in the market. So that's a pragmatic approach right there. It's not moony, it's realistic, it gives us enough time for accumulation, and I think it also aligns with the Bitcoin Rainbow chart where we can see we're in the basically a fire sale territory. It's been so long since we've been here. Why would you be waiting now? Why would you be buying Bitcoin at these price levels in the yellow and orange when you can now potentially buy Bitcoin in the green zone? If you want to grab some syncs or Bitcoin today, use the link down in my description below, guys. Click on through. Do make sure you subscribe to this channel. I will stick around through the bear markets to help hold your hand through and, you know, explore opportunities together. And I want you to also head over to the Discords and the Telegrams in the links, because this will keep you up to date with the most useful crypto insights and news. Just before we go today, fear and greed index sitting at 9, so things are terrifying for the average retailer, though I'm sure whales and smart money are really enjoying this fear and the opportunity that these lower price levels do present. As always, guys, stay crypto safe. Do subscribe to the channel. You're just a click away. Hit that notification bell to be part of the notification nation, and I shall see you soon.